I have the perfect way to get rid of good board members. Run a bad board meeting. Are your board meetings boring, not engaging? It's not your board members. It's the process, and it's maybe even the agenda and how you lay out the meeting. And today I'm going to give you 5 tips to improve the board meeting starting tomorrow. I'm Michael Corley. I'm a nonprofit consultant. I've worked with boards for well over a decade. I've sat on a number of boards. I've been the president. I've been a treasurer. I've been a governance chair. And throughout my time, I've probably been to hundreds of board meetings. And some are so good, others not so good. And you know what I mean. So here we are, 5 tips that you can implement. Like I said, starting tomorrow. Now, and I'm going to assume you have properly prepared for the board meeting. The board chair and the CEO have met and are focused on creating good purpose for the board meeting and outlining strategic discussion items, right? Because that's really important. That's why we have board meetings. So point number 1, use a consent agenda. To this day, I don't understand why boards don't use consent agenda. So what is a consent agenda? Those are the items typically could be handled via an email. They are the committee reports. They are maybe the financials, any follow-up items, something that is less strategic that you don't want to take the time, don't necessarily need to take the time to discuss at the board level, and is pretty rote. So consent agenda items are included in the board packet, sent out a week ahead of time to give board members an opportunity to review those. Those maybe even include the last meeting minutes. If anybody has a concern about the consent agenda, they can always lift an item off for discussion. So use a consent agenda that immediately tells your board we're focused on strategic items, and those items that are administrative in nature, we're just gonna handle on consent. So that's number 1. Number 2, the board chair is the facilitator. Now, because of the nature of the nonprofit world, the board chair and the CEO work most closely together. So the board chair probably knows more than most people and maybe a little ahead of the rest of the board in thought process and decision making. This person facilitates the discussion, the board meeting. And here's my number 1 piece of advice. That board chair should speak last when providing input onto an item, because he or she will have more influence and people will defer to the leader. So a good board chair will solicit input from everybody, every board member, because every opinion counts, every input is important. And then we'll navigate accordingly and we'll opine last on a specific issue. This person, the board chair, properly facilitated, allows everybody to provide input, keeps the meeting on track, and keeps focused on the topic at hand. Now, number 3, and that leads me right into number 3. What if somebody brings up a topic that is not at hand? And that's the part which you use a parking lot for. A good board facilitator will move items to a parking lot, which says, I heard you, board member. That is not appropriate discussion at this time. We will consider it in the future. So move it to a parking lot and verbally say, hey, Bob, that's a great suggestion. That what we're going to do is we'll move that to parking lot so we can give its proper due at a further meeting or further down the road, or we're going to have somebody follow up on that and bring it back to you. So create a parking lot for board meetings. Nice polite way to keeping the meeting back on track. And if you put up a parking lot item, just make sure that item will be followed up with in some form or fashion by somebody specifically. You don't want to put an item on the parking lot and then just have it disappear and go by the wayside, because you will lose credibility in the process. All right, number 4, and here's the secret sauce. If you do nothing other than this, you will be a superhero and run a great board meeting. Start on time, end on time. No questions asked. Start on time. Even if everybody's not there, you've got stragglers coming in, start the meeting on time. That's respectful to the folks who are there. End the meeting on time. Manage your time, your clock throughout the meeting, hour and a half meeting, whatever time you allocate for it, and you better end on time. Or if a new topic has come up and the meeting is going to go long, you've got to stop about 15 minutes before the ending of the meeting and ask for permission to continue the meeting, continue the discussion, or find out who needs to leave, or whatever the case may be. But start on time, end on time. That should be every meeting, not just a board meeting. You do that, you'll be viewed as somebody who has meetings that are very effective and efficient. It's comical, but it really does happen that way. Nonprofit boards have a standing item on your agenda that's executive session. Executive sessions when CEO and staff leave, and it leaves it just for the board to be able to speak. Why? Well, you may have issues you want to talk about among the board. You may have performance issues with the CEO. You may just have questions among the board itself that board members are too embarrassed to ask in front of the CEO or executive director. And you say, okay, great. Well, we could add that to the agenda anytime, every time. Because if you don't have that as a standing agenda item, maybe at the very end, a standing agenda item, when you call an executive session, oh boy, feelings get elevated, curiosity, it's just so outside the norm that will really upset your CEO, your executive director. It's almost embarrassing. You say, okay, we're going to go into executive session, everybody leave, if it's not on the agenda. If it's on the agenda, it's understood, you know what's happening, they'll go into executive session, you'll close out the meeting. And a key aspect of this is, Mr. and Mrs. Board Chair, make sure, or Secretary, you're taking notes and you follow up with the CEO if there's something that came out of that executive session that needs to be discussed. So there you are. Those are 5 tips. There are other tips, there are other tools in order to help make board meetings a little bit more effective and efficient. But you do that, you do those 5 things, and you will immediately have a much more effective board meeting and you'll be able to stay at the strategic level. So there you go. I hope you're able to do that tomorrow. And I'm Michael Corley, and I will 501 see you next time.